Welcome to the BullsEye Happy Half Hour discussion. This is where we close the week with a little bit of fun. We're going to talk about some ideas on how to, if you will, efficientize your business communications. Specifically this week about remote workers, which has been all the rage. I do want to start by saying thank you to all of our customers that are in attendance. We wouldn't be here talking about cool technologies if it wasn't for your trust in BullsEye to be your communications partner, if you will. So thank you very much for that. What we want to do here is you can see on the right hand panel of your screen, there's a little comment box. So if anybody has any questions, you guys can just chat them in there and we'll get to those questions by the before we close up this session here. And right now, I guess I want to introduce my upline, BullsEye Chief Revenue Officer David Neely, to talk to us about why we're here today. So, David, before you share why we're here today, we're all working remote, and it might have been a little bit of adjustment for some people. But do you have maybe a quick tip that worked for you to adjust to the working from home?
Sure, Chris. No, it's a great question. It actually it was a very interesting transition because I just moved here to Detroit, Michigan, and got rid of a bunch of. And I did not set up my home office yet, so this kind of forced me to do it. I ran out and bought a stand-up desk, and I've never used one before, and I thought I'd try it, and I love it. So that's been my introduction, my change, the thing that most caused me. So
Good.
yeah. Well, guys, I just wanted to say thank you very much for joining us. We're going to start doing this every week at 2 o'clock. Please join us. Spread the word to your coworkers. And this all came about obviously because of the coronavirus. We've been in lockdown now for a couple weeks, and our engineering team got together and packaged up a brand new product, and we'd like to expose it to you guys. But they did it, what's amazing, within 48 hours, they put together all the different, productizing it, put together the marketing, launched it, and we're happy to announce it to you guys today. Um, so with that, I just want to reemphasize every Friday, 2 o'clock, please join us for these regular webinars. As Chris said, throughout the conversation, it's just a half an hour, short and sweet. Ask questions. We'll stop you midstream, and you guys can ask Clayton questions about our product. And with that, I'm going to turn it back to you, Chris.
All right. Cool. Thank you. So you mentioned, 48 hours happened really quick, right? So the week of March 9th was a pretty interesting week, and our working from home happened all really quick. That week started off with all of us coming into the office, at least at BullsEye, and probably some of our customers that are here. But we came into the office, we sat at our cubes, we were at our desks, we walked over to Colin to say, hey, how was your weekend? Or I grabbed Clayton to jump into a conference room to, work on a project, collaborate with him. And then little did we know that within a matter of only a couple days, we were going to get an announcement that everyone's going to work from home the next day, Friday the 13th, and we're probably going to be working from home for a while. So order goes out, everybody grab your laptops, grab your essential stuff, go home. And what do you know? We all booted up. All of our clients booted up on Friday the 13th, and everything worked. All of our employees, VoIP and network connectivity, all of our customers, SD-WAN networks, and other services that they're buying from us, everything worked. Calling in a trouble ticket, that happened, flawlessly with all of our remote workers. We had, implementation calls going on. Everything worked as it was before, just virtually. And the way we're able to do that is because of our UC product. And, for those of you that, maybe don't know UC, Unified Communications, also known as UCAS or unified communications as a service. Essentially, in its rarest form, and Clayton, you'll probably correct me here on this, but in its rarest form, it's a software platform hosted in the cloud that allows you to do a lot of cool things. And Clayton's going to talk about what some of those cool things are here in just a moment. So, in fact, why don't we just jump right into that, Clayton? Why don't you kind of walk us around what people can get out of this service, and like David did, why don't you share maybe a quick tip that maybe helped you adjust to the remote working environment?
Sure, Chris. Yeah, thank you. I think the biggest adjustment for me has been getting back into a routine. For me, it was, my morning was wake up, shower, dress, drive to work, maybe stop for a coffee or a pop, and changing that to waking up and removing several of those steps, the maybe getting fully office dressed and driving to the office. Really kind of threw me for a loop. It was unexpected, but I've been able to get back into a routine, waking up earlier than I normally was for being remote, and still doing some things around the house. So it's becoming the new norm, really. So
Good.
yeah, definitely. So with that, I'm going to share a bit about our remote worker kit, and what it is and what it can do for you. What we're looking at here is a slide showing the BullsEye senior leadership team conducting one of their morning scrum sessions during our remote working via video. So you can see Tom Tisco, our CEO, David in the upper right, Rosemary, Ken Jacobs, and then Vilas down there in the bottom is he's the organizer of that meeting. So he's seen this from his perspective. So this is just an example of the video chat and part of what the interface looks like. So what we're offering, what the remote worker kit is, it's a package of our BullsEye UC1 UCAS platform, and we're offering that free for 60 days for any number of seats that you need. So for the first 60 days, you can take advantage of that, deploy it to your employees, and get them working efficiently remotely. We can offer this as an add-on to existing BullsEye VoIP service, or we can offer it as a standalone product. If you have a POTS line, you can forward your POTS line to it and conduct business like normal. If you find yourself in a situation where you have employees that might not be willing to use their personal internet or don't have adequate personal internet at home to support working remotely, we're offering a add-on to the remote worker kit of cellular broadband via our USB Skyus cellular modem and Verizon service. So they can plug that into a laptop or a desktop, get on the public internet, and start working remotely. So a little bit of a deeper dive into the features that are included with the remote worker kit. Mobility includes the ability to take a phone number anywhere. That means you can use that phone number on a laptop, on a mobile device like a cell phone or tablet. We support all of the current platforms: PC, Mac, Android, iOS. So being able to take that phone number, make and receive calls just like you were sitting at a desk is one of the major features. In addition to mobility is the collaboration module of our UC1 application. And that includes instant messaging, the ability to chat between other users that are on the platform. Group chat, which allows you to invite multiple people into a chat and communicate via text that way. Audio conferencing is one of the most popular features of the product, and that allows you to invite multiple people to a room and conduct an audio bridge. So think conference calling on a grander scale with many people in a room. As we saw with our BullsEye senior leadership team slide, it supports video conferencing as long as the device has a webcam. The cellular device, the tablet, or the laptop using is supporting video conferencing. Desktop sharing is a extremely powerful feature. It allows a participant in that group audio conference to share their screen. That can be the presenter or organizer of the meeting, or a participant in the meeting can share their screen with the rest of the folks in the room, so you can work collaboratively and see what they have on their screen. File sharing allows simple file sharing, sending and receiving files between users, very convenient, sending Word documents, JPEGs, PDFs, etc. And guest access is supported with our platform. You can provide a simple URL to a guest participant that is not on the platform, that does not have a login, and they're able to join that audio conference file sharing session to participate and work collaboratively. So you can invite your customers as well to that. The scalability. Yeah, Chris.
Yeah, I was just going to add really quick, that last bullet there is something that's extremely useful, especially if not everybody has, this remote worker kit, because with just a right click on one of the icons, it automatically copies the link. You go right to an email, paste the link right in, and right immediately then and there, either your cousin or a vendor of yours can immediately click the link and then share your screen right from there. So I just want to throw that in. That's a super cool feature. But go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Chris. That is probably one of the most powerful features. BullsEye uses it quite a bit with our customers. So when one of our account managers or one of our sales engineers is working with a customer and needs to share information or work collaboratively on a document like a scope of work or a contract, they can invite that person into the room. And the only thing required from that person is when they click that link that Chris mentioned, it asks them their name and their email address, and that's it. And they're in the room and they're participating. The scalability of the product is one of its huge benefits. We're able to go from order to a customer using this in typically about 48 hours. So it's a very, very quick and nimble product to get provisioned and deployed and add on to an existing account or a new account. So it's not typical that it takes weeks or months to get this deployed and out there. And it's extremely affordable. It's less expensive than a hosted VoIP seat with a phone, and the add-on price, if you do have our VoIP, is extremely affordable. So with that, that's my segue into handing it back over to Chris to actually discuss the pricing. So Chris, back to you.
Awesome. And I also like the video conferencing. So it's kind of all the rage these days is virtual happy hours, right? And a quick invite out to either your colleagues, it's usually who you do happy hours with, I guess. But a quick invite out to everybody. Everybody jumps on and you sit and chat about the week's events. So cool, powerful tools. But yeah, thanks, Clayton. And the push here is for month-to-month options. We want to get everybody up and running. We don't want to negotiate contracts. If you want to, we can. We're happy to talk about long-term pricing for better pricing for longer term. But to get you up and going, if you don't have VoIP with BullsEye today, you can add one of these unlimited UC1 seats. And when I mean unlimited, it's unlimited $27 a month to month, but the unlimited is unlimited phone calls nationwide, unlimited hosting of meetings, unlimited conference calls, messaging. So when you think unlimited, just make sure that you understand that we're talking about the ability to make phone calls anywhere across the United States without any additional charges. And then if you are a VoIP customer with BullsEye today, you can add this on for $3. And basically you'll go to our website, download the desktop app. You can go to the Apple store to download the app for your iPhone. You can go to, what's that called for Android, Clayton? The Google Play Store.
Yep.
Yep, and download the app there. So what you'll be able to do is to bring the app across all your platforms and be able to make phone calls and host video conferences across all your platforms for $3 additional per month. And for customers that need a little bit extra broadband, or if you want maybe some secondary broadband, we do offer cellular broadband options, again, month to month. It's depending upon the plan that you want. So give us a call and we'll walk through some of those options for cellular broadband as well. As we're getting close to wrapping up here, Clayton, I know you wanted to give a quick peek at some other remote worker, collaboration services that we have. What did you want to give a peek at for us, please?
Sure, thanks, Chris. Actually, we had a question come in related to this slide. Someone asked how many seats are covered by the free 60 days, and the answer to that question is as many as you need. If you need one, we're happy to give you one for the 60 days. If you need 100, we're happy to give you 100 for the 60 days. So as many as you need. And then one other question, someone had asked if we can share the slide deck, and the answer to that is absolutely. We'll get that sent out to the participants after we conclude the meeting. So.
And I'll throw maybe a follow-up question to how many do you need, but how fast do you need them? Clayton, we've worked pretty hard. In fact, you were a big part of that team to get this thing up and rolling. What are we saying from time that we get, the order back to the time that we're able to go live with these?
Yeah, we're actually offering free expediting for all remote worker kit orders, and our typical signature to fully deployed and the customer using it has been right around 38 to 48 hours. We haven't seen many go over 48 hours that didn't have missing information like email addresses or names, stuff like that. So very quickly.
Awesome.
So moving on to the next slide, as Chris said, to talk a little bit more about other things BullsEye can do to help your business during these kind of uncertain, crazy times. Internet connectivity obviously is something BullsEye can provide. We've talked to you today a little bit about our hosted VoIP platform in the unified communications that we offer. In addition, little teaser for next week's presentation is security. We offer a couple different options when it comes to security that can assist in securing your remote worker. One of those is Zscaler. We carry both their products, ZIA, Zscaler Internet Access, and ZPA, Zscaler Private Access. One of those is a cloud-based firewall. The other one is a VPN solution. VeloCloud SD-WAN. We're very proud to have partnered with VeloCloud as our primary SD-WAN vendor, and using VeloCloud to connect your remote worker or remote sites is a very, very viable, very affordable, very powerful option. Sophos is a new partner of BullsEye's, and we offer both their XG firewalls as well as their endpoint protection software, which is called Intercept X. And endpoint protection software, for those who aren't familiar with it, is a software package that wraps up virus scan, malware detection and protection, all into one application that can be easily administered by a IT professional from one location. Sophos also offers phish threat and phish testing. Those are products that allow a IT administrator or company to simulate phishing attacks on their end users to see how the user reacts. Do they click that malicious link? And if they do, automatically subscribe them to some training that's going to help them to be able to identify those malicious emails, how to understand when it's a legitimate email versus not, and hopefully increase security awareness and prevent malware and phishing attempts from making their way through. So Chris, back to you.
Awesome, thank you. So, we've been reaching out to, obviously those that have been in attendance here today from your client relationship managers. If you would like to, get some more information, please reach back to them. We've been communicating via email. We've been, sending out LinkedIn messages. Just a quick plug that to promote BullsEye Telecom. If you guys could follow us on LinkedIn, we've got a lot of really good information that comes out pretty frequently, sometimes multiple times a day. Not commercial stuff. We're talking about industry reporting and what's going on in governance in regards to regulation. So check us out on LinkedIn. Our website is also a great tool. So it's been completely redesigned. Thank you to our marketing team. This is not only where you go to access your account, but we've got a lot of, the Corona events that are going on right now. So we have information about if you didn't know, BullsEye took a pledge. It's called Keep America Connected. If you haven't heard about that, you might want to check that out online, where we're guaranteeing our customers will continue to be connected. And I think we have our business continuity plan is also posted there. So check it out for some information. I just lost that last slide, but that's all right. And we've got live chats and other things. But if you guys want a demo, we're happy to walk through a demo. Maybe even Clayton, the voice behind today's technical side, will walk you through that if he's one of the lucky ones. And that's all we have. Clayton, did we have any more questions come up?
Yeah, we had one more question come up about Sophos Intercept X, and it was how is it deployed and does it support SSL filtering? The answer to that question, it's basically a simple software application that gets loaded on the remote endpoint. It can be deployed several ways. If there's AD involved, it can be deployed via GPO or automatically downloaded during a login script. And then does it support SSL scanning? Absolutely. It has a SSL certificate that can be generated and loaded on the web browser so that it can inspect that SSL traffic for that malware and those viruses. It was a really, really good question. Whoever asked that knew what they were talking about. So if you'd like to see a demo, please reach out and we're happy to show you.
And an equally great answer. Good job, Clayton. Thank you. That's why we pick you for these things. So with that, we're going to wrap up. Everybody have a happy and safe weekend. Actually, I'm just going to share one last piece of good news. Clayton and David, thanks for sharing your tips. My tip, should you choose to, accept it or give it a whirl, I like good news, and there's a lot of checking out the news right now, there's a lot of things that are, maybe concerning us and whatnot. But if you guys know who John Kransky is from the TV show The Office, he's also plays Jack Ryan on Netflix, I think it is, or maybe it's Amazon Prime. But he has a YouTube called Some Good News. So anybody that's bored tonight and you want to end on a really good high note, go check it out, Some Good News on YouTube. And with that, wash your hands and have a happy and safe weekend. Thanks, everybody.